is Abdul Rahman. I'm a lecturer at a public university in Kenya. I deliver lectures in computing and informatics. In our last lesson, basically we talked about the string compare. And I've seen that on a string compare, it compares two strings according to an ASCII value. If string 1 and string 2 are equal, it returns up a value of 0. And if string 1 is greater than string 2, it returns a positive value. And if string 1 it is less than a string 2, it actually returns a negative value. Therefore, today we are going to ask ourselves what is a string cont, a function, or a string concatenation function, and that will make up our last of the 4 common predefined string functions. And on that particular journey, we are going to define what is the string cont and basically the syntax and how we are going to implement. So let's start and see what happens. So basically what we are saying, just like the last 3 of them, also the string cat, basically it is actually defined by the string.h file. So actually, or this particular one also, it is actually defined by the string.h file, and the string.h file must be included into our program in order for us actually to work. So you have to have what you call hash include string.h in order for us to access this particular function. Also, what does it do? Basically, it joins actually 2 strings. So basically it joins 2 strings, and these 2 strings, when they are joined, actually they are joined accordingly to the source string. It is joined actually to the end of the destination string. So the source string, it is joined to the end of the destination string. So as a result of that, it accepts 2 arguments, and this argument, they are what you call of the source and actually the destination, and join the source to the destination at the null point. So if you have got our null point there, so it joins it at the null character and actually removes that particular null character. So it removes the null character and append the source string. So basically, let's take up an example and see how does it do it. So let's take, for example, this is what you want to do. Here we have got up what you call the destination string, and that particular destination string, it has got these particular words by, and of course all the string must have what you call a null character. And then, so this is our destination string, and here let's take, for example, we have our source string, and this our source string says S I R, and then here we have got our null character. Now if we are using up our string count, our string cat, so what will happen, it is this will be our destination. So our destination will have the word by And here we are seeing actually from the word by, here we are seeing from the word by, we are having what we call a null character. So this particular null character here, it is actually removed. It's removed, this particular null character, and we put up the word sir, and then we'll have our last null character now here. So at the end of the day, if you put these particular two words, actually they will read by sir and not by and then having a space in between, because this particular space actually it is taken up. So that is very strcat to understand. And this one now takes us into the syntax. So the syntax of strcat, basically it returns a character pointer, and then here you have got what we call the strcat, and it accepts, that's very interesting, actually it accepts a character pointer destination and another constant. So here you have got our constant char pointer, and that will be our source. So basically, yes, the source cannot be changed because of the constant. However, the destination is the only one which can be actually changed. So in that particular note, what we are seeing here physically, it is actually we are taking this particular source and joining at the end of, so here we are joining at the end of the destination, and here we are seeing that when we join the null value, it is overridden. The null value, it is overwritten. So that is basically how this particular thing works. So let's take for example, if on that particular journey we are saying our destination string was an apple and our source string was juice. So when we join the two of them at the end of the day, we are going to have apple juice as one word and not apple juice, whereby we have actually a white space. So it's because the null value has been removed. So on that particular way, we are going now to implement, and to implement, basically we are going to ask a user to enter their first name and then enter up their last name, and after that we are going to return their full name. So basically that is how we are going to implement using up the concatenate. We want to concatenate the first name and the last name. So in dev++, here basically we are having two variables, so data type char, so first name, and onto that basically what are we saying? We are having it the size to be actually 30, and then we are having another one which called last name, and onto our last name we are having also the size to be actually 30. So onto that, now we are telling a user to enter their first name, so printf, we are telling up the user enter your first name So the user here will enter actually their first name. Now we have to terminate, so we are terminating, and then we are using up gets. So we are using up gets, and into gets we are getting up our first name, and then we are terminating, and then basically we are telling them printf, and here we are telling them to enter their last name, enter your last name, and onto that, after they have entered actually their last name, basically what we do using up gets, and what are we getting up? We are getting up the last name. Now here after doing that, we're using up strcat, and on the strcat, basically we are passing on our first name as the destination, and as the source we are passing on our last name. So what we expect to have that particular one, and basically the last part of it we are printing f, and what are we printing? We are telling them actually your full name, and you are giving them out that their full name is so, and we are passing on the variable full name. So basically that is how we can implement our string concatenate, and onto that let's run this particular program and see what happens. Yes, so when we run this particular program, we are prompted by the words enter your name. So I'll enter my name as Abdul Rahman, and then they're telling you enter your last name. So if I don't want the two names actually to be given as one word, so I'll put up a space. Then I write Muhammad, and then I enter, and actually it gives me your full name Abdurrahman Muhammad, whereby we have a space, because before I put up my last name I put up a space just to display and show it a bit different. So that is our demonstration onto the string concatenate, and that one makes up the end of the 4 common predefined string functions. And into our next lesson, basically we are going to take up another concept, and we are going to talk about the string swapping. How can you swap up a string? And onto that we come up to the end. And however, don't forget to subscribe into our next sessions. Thank you very much, and bye.